Hey sailors, are you ready for a day of fun, relaxation and sunshine? The sun doesn't have his hat on today, it's a little bit chilly outside, but we are on board the MSC World Europa and it's a sea day. Now we know what you're thinking, a day at sea, what is there to do? Not always about visiting a new port every day on a cruise. There are some cruises where you spend a day or two at sea, or in the transatlantic up to 7 or 8. Some of the most memorable moments happen while you're out at sea. And don't forget, a day at sea is the perfect opportunity to explore all that the ship has to offer. So what are you waiting for, sailors? Pack your bags, grab your sense of adventure and join us on board the MSC World Europa and let's make the most of this day at sea. Come along. Welcome back to the channel, sailors. It's a sea day today and it's day 4 of our cruise. It did take us a while to get to sleep last night. There was some loud banging outside and we couldn't work out where it was coming from. There are a couple of venues underneath our cabin, so at times it can be noisy, but it wasn't this. It was the partition door between the 2 balconies was left open on the cabin next to ours and it was banging. We had to call guest services to get it sorted and 45 minutes later had to call them again because it was getting rather annoying. After an hour they finally arrived and we had to show them where the noise was coming from and leave it with them to get it sorted. So much for the weather being sunny and warm. It was a little overcast this morning, so we decided that because it wasn't that great that we would have a lie-in. We headed up to the buffet for lunch. As the Zen pool was out at the back of the buffet, I went out to get some pictures of it during the day. The weather was okay, but still quite windy. The wind was quite cold and therefore you needed a jacket or jumper to sit outside. After checking out the Zen Bar, we headed down in the scenic lift to the World Promenade. And then back inside through to the Royal Galleria. All the venues inside the ship that were open were very busy. This was due to the cold weather. We went for an explore around the inside decks. The only snag with the bars and lounges in MSC ships is that they're all themed, so you can only get what is on that menu, no deviation. So as you can see, Fizz the Champagne bar was quite empty. We stopped outside the Jean-Philippe's chocolate shop and ordered hot chocolates. We sat on the seating overlooking the Wall Promenade so we could people watch as we sipped our delicacies. So with empty glasses now on the table, we decided that it was time to check out a few of the other inside venues, before heading back to the room to grab our things for our daily visit to the thermal spa. After this, it was time to head down to the thermal spa. We wanted to get a little warm, so we'll pick you up again a little later. Tonight was elegant night, so we dressed up. As we were getting ready, I opened the wardrobe to get my trousers out. Both our jackets have a similar kind of colour in the inside lining. I took out the trousers and I went and put them on. I had to lie down in the bed to get them closed, and I thought if I were to stand up and sit down, these were going to rip. Then I realised that I'd put on Paul's slim fit trousers. I do have 2 pairs of dress trousers and I thought I'd taken the wrong pair. No. We did have a real good giggle about it. We decided that the specialty restaurant, the Butcher's Cut, would be our dinner venue this evening, as we get a free specialty restaurant as a Diamond member. Butcher's Cut is the most expensive of them, so we thought why not get that for free, and I did fancy a steak. We've done Butcher's Cut on all the ships that we've been on, especially the first one in MSC Fantasia in 2017, which was a Tex-Mex steakhouse with its plastic cactus decorations and wheels from a stagecoach wagon from a Western movie. It was a themed restaurant that wouldn't look out of place in Disney in the 1970s. Here's the menu, and if you want to study it more fully, then please just press the pause button. The cost for Butcher's Cut is €39. For starters, Paul had the shrimp cocktail, and I had the smoked tomato soup, as it comes with a grilled cheese sandwich. For mains, it was lamb chops for Paul, and I had the filet mignon. They bring out all 4 sauces for the table, and you get a choice of one side dish. I had onion rings, Paul went for roasted cauliflower. We also opted for smoked mashed potato and some crispy fries. Starters were eaten and finished because they're always good. I always like the flavour of the smoked tomato soup, and well, you can't go wrong with a grilled cheese sandwich to go along with it. The mains arrived and my steak looked rather smaller than the advertised size. I didn't care for any of the sauces. I do love a Barolo reduction sauce on a steak because it brings out the flavour of the beef. Paul's lamb chops were more fat than anything else, and my steak was cooked okay on the inside but as rough as anything on the outside. For desserts, it was New York cheesecake for me and ice cream and sorbet for Paul. We can honestly say that was the worst time we've had in Butcher's Cut, and on par with the first time when we visited it back on the MSC Fantasia in 2017. After dinner, we went for a trip to the MSC shop just to see if they'd put out anything new during the cruise, and also to pick up our model of the ship. There was nothing new and still no branded clothing. After coming back to the room, I had a new towel animal, and this time it was a hippo or a pig. I can't really make it out, but it's cute anyhow. I'd taken some movies with me on an external hard drive, along with my usual TV programs. I'd watched the FBI's earlier. Better than movie selection on the TV, which is all old movies and nothing worth paying €11 for. This evening I put on the movie In from the Side on my MacBook Pro. We watched it. The music wasn't as loud this evening, but it was still noticeable in the background. After the film finished, it was time for bed, so we'll catch up with you again tomorrow. Stay safe, thanks for watching.